Quavo, Takeoff, they was down here with y'all. But they seen you walking by. He's laying on the ground. You got Mike bending down, and they seen you walking by. What took place there?
This the crazy thing about their video, right? Is
this isn't no casual rap beef. This is a straight up war exploding out the shadows right now. Mase just lit the match by dropping a leaked private call between J. Prince and Takeoff, and the streets were not ready for that bombshell. Prince instantly snapped. Meltdown, threats, damage control, scrambling to keep his empire clean. But the wild part is, Mase ain't fold. He clapped back loud, saying what a whole lot of people been whispering, but never dared to say out loud. And it's all unraveling while fans are still screaming for the truth about what really went down the night Takeoff lost his life. Houston still looking shady, missing footage, silenced witnesses, and the same two names spinning back again and again, J. Prince Jr. and DJ Pat. Now with this private call hitting the air, everything just flipped upside down. Here's the kicker. If what Mase laid out is facts, then Prince ain't just sloppy with PR. He might be hiding something way darker. And before this is over, we're bringing receipts, witness tweets, shaky video clips, podcast threats, even whispers about bail money moving under the table. Social media is dragging Prince, calling him a fake community leader, a cartel-style fixer, and accusing him of having blood on his hands. The streets are buzzing heavy, and you can feel the panic in the air now that the wrong person is finally talking. This ain't no average YouTube recap. This story cuts deep into Takeoff's last moments, the mob ties shadow, and why J. Prince is shaking now that his secrets are slipping out. So check this. Mase had been chilling for months, keeping it low-key, but once J. Prince started sliding those slick subliminals on $1 million worth of game, man, the gloves came flying off. Mase and Cameron had been quiet about Houston for a long time, but Prince clearly crossed a line that couldn't be ignored. According to Mase, he caught wind of a private call where Prince was allegedly on the phone with Takeoff just hours before his death. And what he said on that call, chilling. Mase claimed Prince was pressing Takeoff hard about some loyalty drama going on behind the scenes, and it wasn't no friendly big bro talk either. This wasn't about respect. It sounded more like control. Mase basically painted the picture of Prince pulling strings, trying to dictate the narrative, and once Takeoff stopped playing along, things got ugly fast. And here's the detail that has everybody's jaw dropping. The timing. That alleged call, it supposedly went down the very same night Takeoff was shot outside that Houston bowling alley. A dice game turned argument, gunfire, and suddenly Takeoff was gone at just 28. And when Mase put that story out there, Prince flipped. He hit social media throwing veiled threats, puffing his chest, and even doubling down on those shady comments where he tried to drag Offset for not being around for Takeoff. Remember this, you wasn't really there with Takeoff when he was alive. You wasn't really standing right next to him when it mattered.
Tell you like this, if you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street you failed. You failed. You failed. You failed. I'm telling you this.
That's the shot Prince fired, and it lit the fuse for the Offset versus Prince war. Cardi B even jumped in swinging, riding for her man, making it clear she wasn't gonna let Prince play that game unchecked. But now with Mase exposing this so-called private call, Prince is back scrambling, trying to play cleanup, but it's way too late. The streets been whispering for months, and now they're flat out tired of the silence. One fan on X nailed it, posting, "Nobody respects J. Prince after Takeoff died on his watch." That's where the real suspicion started bubbling against mob ties. Takeoff's murder shook the culture, and while the city was still reeling, Patrick Xavier Clark, better known as DJ Pat, got arrested. But here's the head scratcher. Dude posted a $1 million bond and walked out like it was nothing. Like someone with real muscle was making sure he didn't stay locked up too long. And the rumors only made it messier. Claims that J. Prince literally walked right past Takeoff's body without a glance. Then came the bombshell detail. J. Prince Jr. allegedly requested his own name be removed from DJ Pat's bond paperwork. If that ain't a giant red flag, what is? They were all in the same circle that night, so why work so hard to cut ties unless there's something you don't want traced back? Now, the spotlight is burning, And it's not just on DJ Pat anymore. It's on the whole mob ties machine. Remember Joshua Cameron, aka Lil Cam Fifth? He got scooped up on unlawful weapon charges right after Takeoff was murdered, and his name is tied straight to mob ties. Funny how dudes connected to J. Prince Jr. keep ending up smack in the middle of body bags. Yet mob ties keeps playing the victim card. The streets ain't falling for that act anymore. Because let's keep it real. Before Takeoff, there was already a warning sign. Duke the jeweler flew into Houston, checked in with mob ties, hit a dice game, and ended up dead. Same formula, same silence, same whispers floating J. Prince's name in the background. And don't forget that clip where J. Prince told his shotgun man to fall back. That didn't look random. That looked coordinated. It's starting to feel like a pattern. Invite big money artists to Houston, force a check-in with mob ties, set up a dice game, let an argument pop off, security looking lost, and then boom, someone doesn't make it out alive. And after the smoke clears, Prince pops out with some fake deep speech about black-on-black violence and grief being the price of love. Man, spare us the PR speeches. Where were y'all when the blood was still fresh on the pavement? And here's the part that cuts the deepest. None of the princes showed their faces at Takeoff's funeral. Not one. That ain't just suspicious. That's calculated. Some people say it's because they know what's on their hands and didn't dare face the family. Meanwhile, J. Prince Jr. stays tweeting cryptic junk like, "Don't wear jewelry around vultures." But if you knew the setting wasn't safe, why even bring your so-called guests into that trap in the first place? Why didn't you warn Quavo and Takeoff if the block was already hot? If this so-called check-in system can't keep artists alive, then what's it even worth? Reports say Quavo was arguing with J. Prince Jr. right before the shots rang out, and now new clips show Prince brushing it off like his name ain't connected. Like Takeoff wasn't just murdered right under his crew's watch. And when J. Prince tried to take slick shots on $1 million worth of game, that's when Mase went nuclear. He didn't just clap back. He came straight for Prince's entire reputation. He hit him live and direct saying, "We not your little..." And the way Mase delivered it, that wasn't no throwaway Twitter jab. That was a gut punch. He was speaking for every rapper and street figure who's felt controlled by the check-in system Prince has been running for years. What made it even crazier was Cameron's role. Cam usually plays it cautious, careful with his words. But this time, he didn't stop Mase, didn't disagree, didn't soften the blow. He just let Mase cook. That silence spoke volumes. Now fans are convinced Mase had that leaked call tucked away the whole time, just waiting for Prince to slip up and expose himself. And when he finally did, Mase dropped the hammer without hesitation, and the streets heard it loud and clear. While all this drama was bubbling, Offset had been quiet, watching from the sidelines. But the second J. Prince tried to drag his name, hinting he wasn't really there for Takeoff, Offset snapped, and right behind him came Cardi B, loud and fearless, making it crystal clear they ain't scared of mob ties. And we all know Cardi don't bluff. That's when the whole game shifted. Fans realized this wasn't just music politics anymore. J. Prince wasn't just dealing with rappers. He just got publicly checked by one of the biggest celebrity power couples in the world. And now his street cred? It's under a microscope and crumbling in real time. Here's where it gets even more telling. If you look close, the big names are quietly backing away from Prince. First up, Drake. That man used to be locked in with mob ties, always shouting them out. But since Takeoff's death, silence. No reposts, no mentions, nothing. And that's crazy considering Jazz Prince is the one who first plugged Drake into Wayne and Young Money. Yet now, Drake's ghosting J. Prince Jr. like the bond never existed. And it ain't just Drake. Word is, Jay-Z himself hasn't answered any of Mob Ty's so-called peace calls since 2023. And y'all know Hov's style. He don't argue online, he just cuts you off and keeps it moving. Why? Because these billion-dollar moguls aren't risking their empires by standing next to someone drowning in controversy and possibly federal heat after Takeoff's murder. Now with Mase dropping bombs about behind-the-scenes convos, the curtain's pulled back. There's no more hiding for J. Prince. The silence of his old allies says it all. The silence ain't cutting it no more. The whole reason Mob Ties even held weight was because of that check-in tradition. Step into Houston, you link with J. Prince Jr., and supposedly you're safe. But now that system's falling apart right in front of us. Duke the jeweler checked in, ended up dead. Takeoff checked in, gone. And fans are roasting it online, tweeting, "This is why nobody checks in anymore." The dudes demanding respect can't even protect their guests. Even Cali rappers have started calling it out, saying this whole check-in hustle is just a trap to stroke local egos, gatekeepers trying to look bigger than they really are. And once Mase finally said what everybody's been whispering, that Prince is nothing more than a failed street boss pretending to be a mob boss, the internet couldn't unsee it. Now here's where it gets real sketchy. What happened to the witnesses? The night Takeoff was killed, there were 40+ people outside 810 billiards and bowling. We've seen the crowd in clips, we've heard the chaos in the background. So why haven't more people come forward? Because word is, some of them got straight up threatened. People online are pointing fingers at Mob Ties, accusing them of paying folks off, scrubbing footage, and making sure DJ Pat carried the weight alone. And one of the craziest theories making waves? That argument wasn't even about Takeoff. It was between J. Prince Jr. and Quavo. Takeoff wasn't supposed to be part of it, but he still got hit, which got the streets buzzing. Was this a tragic accident, or was it a warning shot that went completely wrong? Now, here's where things go from messy to downright explosive. Word around Mase and Cam's circle is that there's a real chance that private call between J. Prince and Takeoff was actually recorded. Maybe it was by accident. Maybe one of the parties hit record on purpose. But either way, the whispers say that audio exists. And even crazier, folks claim Cam and Mase been holding it in the stash, ready to drop it if Prince tries to pull something shady. If that tape ever leaks, it could blow the whole case wide open. Because that call could show the truth, what Prince really said to Takeoff. Did he threaten him? Did he try to press him into something he didn't want to do? Remember, this ain't no random rumor coming from nobodies. This is Mase. The same man who walked away from Diddy, fought the entire industry, and came back swinging with vengeance. If Mase has that kind of evidence and it hits the internet, Prince's image is done. No more respected OG, no more community leader. That's the kind of scandal that turns into an indictment. And don't get it twisted, the feds already got their eyes open. This isn't just rap fans digging through YouTube clips anymore. Every time Prince or his sons hop online talking slick, there's a federal agent watching and listening. And with Mase stirring the pot, those ears are perked up even more. RICO laws don't care if you're a hip-hop legend. They care about alleged threats, alleged witness tampering, organized crime patterns. And now, when Offset, Cameron, Mase, and a whole fan base are shouting that Prince got blood on his hands, the labels can't shield him, the city can't shield him, and all those check-in rules mean nothing if your name lands on federal paperwork. But through all this chaos, we can't forget the heart of it. Takeoff. A peaceful soul, the quiet genius of Migos, who never chased drama, never needed clout, just music, family, and vibes. And the fact that his life ended over a dice game, surrounded by people who claimed they loved him, that's the deepest tragedy of them all. Prince tried to play it smooth on Instagram, dropping that line, "Grief is the price of love." But the streets weren't buying it. Nobody wants poetic captions when blood spilled under your watch and you walked away like nothing happened. The people ain't asking for tweets, PR statements, or cryptic podcast quotes. They want real answers, straight up. And that's exactly why Mase's move hit so hard. He didn't just clap back. He cracked the armor wide open. He showed the world that the fear surrounding J. Prince ain't untouchable anymore. Real ones are speaking out, loud and unshaken, and it's making the so-called mob boss look vulnerable for the first time in decades. Now the walls are closing in, from whispers of a leaked call, to the feds tuning in, to artists pulling back and witnesses disappearing. The whole empire looks shaky. Mase sparked a chain reaction, and now all eyes are locked in, waiting to see if J. Prince can survive the storm. Prince snapped, Mase clapped back, and now the whole world's watching. Now here's the wildest part. Every time Prince tries to silence the noise, it just gets louder. The streets keep digging, new clips keep surfacing, and fans are piecing the puzzle together in real time. You got people online claiming certain bloggers were pressured to delete footage, others saying they were warned not to post certain angles from that night. And yet, the questions won't die. How did DJ Pat walk free on $1 million bond so quick? Why did witnesses vanish when over 40 people were right there? And why is it that every time Prince speaks, it feels less like wisdom and more like damage control? Meanwhile, Mase and Cameron keep adding fuel, hinting they got more than just one call tucked away. If they really sitting on proof, that ain't just bad press, that's career-ending evidence. The kind that can shift Prince from a street figure to a courtroom defendant overnight. This ain't just about protecting an image anymore, it's about survival, and the cracks in Mob Ty's armor are starting to look like open wounds. At this point, the empire Prince built off respect and fear is shaking like never before. The same check-in system that once gave Mob Ty's control now feels like a setup, a trap, and artists are bailing out quick. What used to be seen as protection is now being called extortion. And the streets don't forgive that flip. Behind the curtain, insiders whisper that the feds have been quietly stacking everything: interviews, shady clips, even social media threats, building a slow, careful case. RICO charges don't fall overnight. They gather weight until the hammer drops, and when it does, it's heavy. And here's the twist. If that leaked call Mase is holding ever surfaces, that's not just drama for the blogs, that's potential evidence. Suddenly, all those cryptic captions, fake deep speeches, and online denials get replayed in a courtroom instead of Instagram. The respect, the fear, the aura, it's slipping fast. What's left is a man scrambling to hold his name while the world, the streets, and maybe even the law are circling tighter every single day. So if you've been watching this unfold and want every new piece of truth the second it drops, hit that like, smash that subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you on the next one.